Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to try to evolve a robot capable of swimming like a human swims in the water. And this idea was a suggestion that I saw in my Discord. Yesin said realistic robot swimmer. Now, what they said was something similar to a breaststroke, but I wanted to do the more typical freestyle front crawl stroke. I actually couldn't think of it. I don't, for some reason, I had to look it up. I didn't realize it was just called freestyle. I'm like, what is just the standard swimming called? So yeah, this one. I want to build a robot that does this. So there's two things happening here. There's a kicking motion with the feet, and then there's like a swinging motion with the arms. Now, fortunately, we don't have to get as complicated as this body movement because our robot does not have to breathe, and our robot won't have the same type of shoulder joints. So we won't have to do this whole torso rotation thing. We can just do straight up arms swinging around, and it's just a matter of the hands. We got to do the hand thing where they're going to be grabbing the water and then coming out of the water. And yeah, that's the plan. So this is the breaststroke, which feels a lot more complicated in my opinion to try to program. Yeah, that seems harder to me to program. So I think the freestyle is what we're going to be going with. You know what? The butterfly, this actually might be comparable to the freestyle as far as programming goes. I don't know, we'll see how hard it is to get the freestyle. If it's like super easy to do the freestyle and it takes like 5 minutes, then I'll try to also do the butterfly, but something tells me this isn't gonna be that easy. Wait a minute, elementary backstroke. Hold on. Oh, okay, so the backstroke is basically the freestyle backwards. Then the elementary backstroke is basically the breaststroke, but backwards. Okay, I'm learning so much about swimming right now. Combat side stroke. Oh, we're getting offensive now. We're battle ready swimmers. Let's see the combat side stroke. What? Oh man, this guy looks like he's ready for battle too. I've never seen this before. Why? Why? This is a form of side stroke that all U.S. Navy SEALs have to learn. Efficient and energy saving. The combat side stroke is kind of a combination of breaststroke, freestyle, and obviously side stroke. It reduces the swimmer's profile in water, making them less visible while allowing them to swim with maximum efficiency. Has this been tested? Like, is this... Sometimes I feel like when it comes to combat stuff, it's like, it's not very scientific. And people just say that this actually makes you less visible and swim with maximum efficiency. But like, have we measured energy like output when it comes to this versus a normal side stroke? These are two critical criteria for combat operations that require swimming on the surface. You will focus on balance, length, and rotation. The combat side stroke is a relatively complicated stroke to learn, so click here for the full official description. This feels like a mission briefing. Trudgeon? Oh, this video is unavailable. This one is classified, apparently. Okay, now that we've learned a lot about swimming, we have all the information we need to teach a robot how to swim. And then the Navy SEALs can buy the patent from me for my swimming combat robot. You know, no matter how good I build a swimming robot that tries to swim like a human, nothing would be as efficient probably as just attaching some C4 to a remote control boat, like a little RC boat, and then just that would probably be a much better option, to be honest.
When in doubt, C4.
Okay, anyway, we need a diving bell. This will be our head, and then here are our shoulders. And the legs are going to be interesting. I think I am going to use servos as much as I can versus steering hinges. Servos just have a much faster response time. Okay, so the shoulders and the hips are going to be very distinct from each other in how they program. Ooh, this will be interesting. We're gonna have to use a decent amount of logic to get this to work, because these are just going to be rotating circularly, which is super easy. These have to go both in positive and negative directions, back and forth. So those are two very different styles of programming. So I think the easier one to focus on is going to be the arms first. The big mystery with this to me is, are we going to be able to push the water efficiently to actually get some speed out of this? Or are we just going to be kind of flopping around like a dead fish, not a dead fish, a dying fish in water. Dead fish don't flop around very much. So one thing to consider is the arms should be opposite. So I'm gonna have to build opposite each other for these. Now, do I want, oh, you know what? My body should have flotation on it because I kind of want to be floating on the surface. I don't want to be sinking under the water. All right, there we go. We got flotation. Okay, we're a little bit front heavy. So now what are the arms gonna be made out of? Because we gotta consider water resistance. So here, let's do this. But if I just do squares, I don't know if I want them to be squares or if I want the arms to be thinner, you know? And then as far as our hands go, what is gonna be the best paddle? So maybe like this. See, now this is what makes me wanna do smaller arms. Here, let's do a skinny arm like this. All right, how about that? So there is going to be a twisting motion that happens, but maybe I can use some gyro stabilizers or something. All right, so then this one has to get reversed, and it looks like that's not going to interfere. All right, let's see how this looks. That's not what needs to happen. Okay. It's so weird. Like the water feels too solid. This is a weird loop that we're in. Huh. Well, I mean, we have forward momentum, which is promising. That's a good sign. It's just weird how much I lift up on the water. All right, so let me see what it feels like with a stabilizer if we're just forced to stay level. That is really weird, isn't it? Part of it makes sense, but part of it also doesn't. All right, so let's work on the legs now. So you know what? The legs should essentially be kind of like arms. This is gonna be definitely a more simplified system than a human body. The human body is gonna have like knee joints and all that. I feel like the knees do more than the hips when it comes to freestyle. It feels weird that it's called freestyle when you feel like freestyle would be like you get to choose anything. Okay, so these also have to go opposite each other. So I'm gonna change the speed of one of them to negative. And I feel like 45 degrees is good enough for now. Okay, so now this... Oh, you know what? I need less buoyancy in the back because I kind of want the legs to be underwater at all times. The arms have to go under, over the surface. The legs have to stay under. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Like that. Okay, so now this is a problem. Help! I look like I'm calling for help, though. Let's put a reverse on these just for fun. And this is not like, this isn't pushing the water. So this is where I think I'm gonna have to have like ankle or knee joint, because right now it's just moving straight up and down through the water. We need it to move like this, so it actually angles the water away. So I'm going to add a knee joint, and I honestly think, even though it's gonna be kind of bulky, a servo is going to be the best way to do a knee joint. So my goal right now is to get forward propulsion with just the legs alone. So I know that the legs are at least contributing to this in a way. All right, this seems promising. I programmed one leg up so far so that when I press the down, so I bring the leg up, it's like normal and straight, like a normal knee. But then when I press to go, to bring the leg down, you can see that the knee bends. And the reason why this is promising is because I seem to be rotating to the left, which to me indicates that that leg is getting some resistance from the water. Every single time I look at this guy, he's like, hey, over here. Hey, I'm over here. Can you help me? Hey. All right, so now I got to do the same thing over here on the other side. Okay, so this isn't perfect. It looks nice. We need ankles though. Actually, this is a lot more complicated than I was expecting. Come on, swim. We're kind of going a little bit. All right, I think these need less. So let's go like 30 degrees on the legs. All right, all right, I need to program the cycles because right now I'm doing it kind of manually. Oh, this is hard. Okay, so this is going to be my go button. When I press this, the sequence needs to happen. So this goes into that. Now this one is going to send a positive output to both of these for, let's say, half a second for now. And then it's gonna pause for half a second because then the next one is gonna send a negative output to both of those. Sorry, this one does not, oh wait, what duration? 5? Oh yeah, this one has to delay by half a second, so it doesn't go at the same time. They were canceling each other out. All right, there we go. That's working. It's kind of looking right, but it's a little bit weird. I think I think I'm too buoyant in the back again. Let's remove these. There we go. It looks like they're doing the right thing, but it doesn't look like it's really having that much of an effect. I'm gonna increase the speed of everything. Let's go 1/4 of a second. Ooh, that looks good. It is not moving us that much. It is moving us though. Like, it looks like it should be working. It's really hard to see. I'm just like trying to focus on one of the fins. I mean, I think it's technically working. It's just like, I just think we're very inefficient hydrodynamically, and there's a lot of resistance in water. But like, obviously it's working because we're moving forward. Here, let's see if aerodynamics can work things out a little bit more. All right, so we're getting like 6 kilometers an hour. Let's take a look at our aerodynamics. Everything's terrible. Yay. Okay. All right, I have aerodynamically streamlined this pretty much as I can at this point. I'm just adding a little bit of final touches in here because the trailing edges matter underwater. So let's see if this gets us any more speed with our legs. It appears worse. I think it's my angle. I think I've added more weight to the back, so now everything I've done here, I'm gonna add some more buoyancy. Now it's probably gonna be too much again. Actually, that looks pretty good. Oh, look at that. 7. I'm seeing a 7 now. We've gained 1 kilometer an hour. This is the weakest swimmer. I don't think the Navy is gonna be hitting me up anytime soon. All right, you ready for the arms to be included? All right, I think everything's gonna work together now. Here we go. Peak evolution, robot swimmer, go. So like the arms are too strong. That's the weird thing about it. I mean, we're going 20 kilometers an hour. You know what? I'm gonna look up what the speed record is for freestyle. The fastest human swimming speed at their peak athleticism is around 6 miles per hour. Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps swam at a speed of about 4.7 miles per hour in the 200-meter freestyle, which is about 7.6 kilometers per hour. In a speed test against a great white shark, Phelps reached 8.8 miles per hour. I know that it wasn't like... I know that they were just I don't know what they did actually for that, but what it sounds like is they're like, hey, you only swam 4.7 miles per hour in this 200-meter freestyle. What if you were swimming for your life? Then how fast could you swim? Bring in the shark. And they dump a great white shark into the pool, open up a bag of blood, and they're like, swim, Phelps, swim. And then he reached 8.8 miles per hour, and unfortunately he lost to the shark. So Michael Phelps still alive. Okay, it looks like he survived. All right, so 8.8 miles per hour, 2 kilometers an hour. This is the opposite of what I asked for. Okay, 8.8. 14 kilometers an hour? All right, well, Michael Phelps, get a load of these kilometers per hours. All right, you know what? Let's do a quick use miles per hour. So 8.8. Well, I'm going 14 miles per hour. So we have broken the human speed record using robotics. Surprising, I know. Who would have thought a robot would be able to swim faster than a human? Oh my goodness. I can turn. I realized I accidentally kept the A and D controls into the legs. So when I press A or D, you can see that it modifies one of the legs, which then gives me the ability to actually turn. This is amazing. That was an unintentional controllability. All right, so what I don't like about it is it doesn't look natural at all. And the reason why it doesn't look natural is because my head and torso is hovering above the water. And I feel like that's just, I don't know how to get over that because the paddles just have so much water resistance that I think that's what they do. But that's also what's contributing to my speed. So if I get rid of that, I'm gonna get rid of my speed. But out of curiosity, let's swap out the paddles for something different, like an oar. And let's see, nope, let's see, it does the same exact thing and we're the same exact speed. 15 though, 15 miles per hour. Is this actually faster? I think this might be a little bit faster. I don't remember it hitting 15 before. I think I saw a 16 there for a second. All right, how do we get the torso? Oh, duh, more gyro stabilizers. So now we just need stabilizers in this direction. All right, here we go. Oh, this looks good. This actually does look kind of good. Look at our speed. Our speed is so much better now. Okay, this went from like, I was kind of disappointed with the results. Now, like, this doesn't look that bad. The only thing I want to do is something that is functionally irrelevant, but aesthetically could make it look better. I kind of want to add an elbow joint. I am going to use steering hinges for this part, just because it's going to be easier to fit. It's just a matter of when to put it into the programming, because these are on almost like a completely different programming than the legs. So normal straight arms, we go 20. Did that change the speed? All right, and then if I bend the arms a little bit, way worse. Okay, straighter arms for the, at least when they're in the water, is better. And I'm gonna remove the steering hinges again. We were at around 20. I feel like we were at 24 without the steering hinges, weren't we? Okay. They were better with the steering hinges, which makes sense because that makes my arms longer, which means that the ends of my oars are moving faster through the water. So we were like 18 there, and now we're like 20. But I cannot make my arms much longer than this because as you, actually I can make them 1 block longer. So now we should move a little bit faster. Look at that, 22 miles per hour. We're a more than elite level Olympic swimmer right now. You think they'll allow robots in the Olympics? And then I'll use a sensor right here. This sensor should sense the arm. No, the problem is the sensor is more of a button than a switch. No, maybe the sensor activates a logic. Yeah, the sensor activates a logic gate that is on toggle. So this becomes the switch, right? Toggle? Does that work? If the sensor sends a positive input to this, it's on toggle. So sensor goes into that. Does it stay on? It does stay on. Oh, interesting. So it does toggle it off. Okay, no, so now I need another sensor on the other side that is also going to hook up into that. So that should turn it off. Yeah. It doesn't respond fast enough. No, I don't need another sensor to turn it off. It's gonna turn itself, this turns itself off because we have a duration of like 0.2 seconds. That might be too much time because it doesn't turn on again. I want it to keep turning on every single time. It's only turning on once every 2 strokes. Yeah, see, it misses a stroke because I think even though the duration is set to turn it back off, I don't think that turns off the toggle that happened. That just turns off the output. But the toggle is still on. It is on a output that has been turned off, if that makes sense, because the duration has run out. So this doesn't work the way I was hoping. We definitely need another toggle. See, I was thinking about using an altitude sensor. I don't know if an altitude sensor is that precise though. Let's find out. Oh, the altitude sensor will have to be in the arm. When this is above sea level, it sends an output to these things. The problem is they don't respond fast enough. So I probably am gonna have to do these. Yeah, see, that is responsive enough. That actually looks pretty good. I even think maybe more of an angle. Like 50, we'll turn the speed up. Okay, that's not bad. I think, is that even increasing our speed a little bit? Okay, let's copy that to the other side. This is working. This is actually kind of turning out pretty epic. All right, so the arms, they're kind of looking pretty good now. I'm looking at the legs, and I think the timing of the knees is canceling out some potential momentum. Or not momentum, but just efficiency. Because we want them to be straightening out as the legs get to the bottom of their of the hip flexion, and right now they're kind of as it goes down, they're bending, and then they straighten out, it seems like, at the bottom, and then they come up, whereas we want them to straighten out as it's going down, not after it goes down. So it might come down to the delay of the hip joints. I'm putting like the little delays in here. I mean, our speed's the same. It's really hard. I wish I could do slow motion. Actually, there is a time mod. Here we go. Time mod. Here we go. Why do I feel like this messed everything up? Oh, something weird's happening. Something weird's happening with that left one. Do you see that? All right, this definitely needs adjustment. The slow motion is helping a lot. Let me go back to what I had it on as far as the timing goes and just see if that feels any better. See, it needs to straighten at, the knee needs to straighten at the bottom of the hip movement. So I'm actually gonna reverse which logic gate goes into which knee so that then I can add a delay. Oh, that's looking a little bit better. A slight delay needed. Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. Okay, yeah, I've got it a little bit better now, where I feel like it looks more natural at least. I've been trying to, like, the ankle movement isn't quite where I want it to be, but every adjustment I make doesn't make a difference, and I just think it's just something to do with the way that the logic is hooked up to it. It just can't go as finely tuned as I want it to. But we're reaching up to, like, I just saw a 25 down there. Hold on, let's go back to regular speed. There we go. So we've increased our speed just by a little bit. It did help. So we do got that going for us. I mean, this doesn't look terrible. Does turning still work? Unfortunately, turning no longer works. I don't know why. Oh, because I reversed these probably. There we go. It's not great. I'm slightly turning to the left, as you can see. It takes every, like, other stroke to turn to the left. Now I'm gonna turn to the right. Yeah, it's working. Not the most agile robot, but hey, we've got a swimming robot that kind of gives human vibes, right? A lot more went into this than I was expecting. I'm like, this took me an hour to complete. Like, the altitude sensors for the arm bending, the legs themselves, like, the legs were actually the most difficult part of this, I think. But I think we did a pretty good job here. If you have any other ideas that you'd like to see happen in Trailmakers, let me know down in the comments below, or join the Discord and submit it to the video ideas part of my Discord, because I do check that pretty regularly when I'm looking for some ideas. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more that you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.